Want to hear something insane? Every 6 seconds, acquisition.com portfolio companies get a new lead. So I'm going to teach you how to get new customers so fast it feels illegal. And as I've done this, we've gotten 3 leads, one at the 1st second, one at the 6th second, one at the 12 seconds, and right now we just got another lead. And so the first way to do this, every business wants more leads, but none of them want to give good stuff away for free. And so my favorite marketing strategy for getting tons of leads is step 1, look at what other people are charging for. Step 2, look at the hard costs of what it would cost for you to deliver it. Step 3, give that thing away for free. Step 4, see how many leads you get. Step 5, see how many you convert. So this is the idea, is that you can give something significantly better away for free than everyone else does. Ideally, something that other people actually charge for. And if you really want to be a savage about it, which why wouldn't you want to be a savage about it, you make it even better than what they have. Now, number 2, these kind of bets are hard for an employee to make, because if you are somebody who's an awesome marketer, or that's your primary skills, you're good at promotion, you're good at advertising, then I have made this mistake before and I've gotten too far away. All right, so this is where everyone's working, everyone's doing this. I don't know why it's a hashtag, but this is what work looks like. And this is me over here not doing the work. What happens is this distance basically dilutes down my marketing skills, and I end up basically having a department of people that are using their best skill set rather than mine. And so the business loses the biggest asset it has, which is me or you. And so like Mr. Beast is still involved in the creation of his videos. Steve Jobs still approved every final ad that went out for Apple, so legend says. And so I think that the traditional setup is, for the most part, made by corporates who aren't founders, who aren't driving output. They're just like meeting quarterly earnings. They're not really changing the world. And so I have put my big kind of words on this. Fewer, better. And what that means is that you're going to have to back up your investment in talent with finances. And so what I mean by that is, if you were to build a department and say, okay, I need to hire a few people for $75,000 a year, okay? Just use it as simple math. Well, those may be A players, B players, C players, who knows? But an A player may be able to do quite literally 5 times, 10 times the output, 25 times the output of a B player. And so marketing is one of these roles that has tremendous leverage. And so in thinking about this, I think I've changed the way that I see building marketing departments phenomenally, which is most similar role in a business that I can think of that we have in the portfolio is actually a developer. So hear me out. Developers typically have technical career paths, which means that you can be a level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5, all the way up. And as they go up, they make more money. And the reason for that is because one amazing developer can make something that millions of people see. So one of the old legends of Google is that there was a particularly amazing coder. They had bought some old version of Google Maps as an acquisition. They kept trying to deal with the code. And then one really high leverage coder remade the entire product over a weekend. And then that is ultimately what became the code base that we still use today as Google Maps. And so one man made that. That's how much skill he was able to bring to the table. Now, here's where it makes sense from a business perspective. That one guy, maybe you have to pay him 10 times more than a traditional coder. But if that guy can make 1,000,000 times the output of one guy, then it's still an amazing deal. And so the thing is that there is outsized returns on talent at the top end. And there's a reason that the biggest technology companies, the biggest companies in the world are in a war for talent. I was thinking about this as it relates to marketing because in many of the businesses that I've started, marketing has been traditionally understaffed or overstaffed, rarely appropriately staffed. It's understaffed when it's really just me and like a couple people. And when we do that, it's because I have a ton of skills in marketing. And so we can get away with very few people. On the flip side, when I get too far away, I usually bring someone in and they just bring a lot of bodies. But what ends up happening is that the output goes down a lot. And so at Gym Launch, there was a period of time where we had 17 people in marketing. And once I got rid of the leader, I moved in and I took the team from 17 to 5. And then output tripled. And so I say this because the people who have skills are the ones that are moving the needle. And so if I have 3 guys for 75K and they create 3x output, one of the really interesting things about knowledge work, specifically marketing, coding is one of these, is that the difference between the best guy and the worst guy in marketing isn't like the best guy who can cut a lawn and the worst guy who can cut a lawn. The worst guy who can cut a lawn, maybe it takes him an entire day. And the best guy, maybe it takes him, a third of a day because he's sprinting the whole time. So maybe you get a 3x increase because somebody is better. And so you'd be limited by how much you'd be able to pay someone more for that quality and that speed. Whereas with somebody in marketing, somebody who's a 0 marketer versus a 10 marketer, the 10 marketer might literally be able to do 100 million times more the output. Because one guy with skill and an iPhone can get 100 million view video. And that kind of leverage is why it pays to pay better. And so this is something that I've been obsessed with of late. And I'm trying to relay this to each of the portfolio founders in making sure that we're keeping the marketing divisions tight so that we have the highest leverage people in the highest leverage positions with incentivized performance so that we access their discretionary effort to maximize their skill sets. The most important thing that you can take away from this is that the best advertisers don't need many people. And if you have no one who's in your quote marketing department, that means you. And it's a game that you have to learn. There are a few things that every founder has to learn at a basic level. You have to know the core business. You have to know how to get customers. You have to know how to deliver customers. Just about everything else you can outsource, but those 2 things are core to every business. And so if you don't know how to get new customers, you need to fix that.